We're going to be talking about my personal experience with taking Tirzepatide and GLP-1s. Well, this is actually GLP-2, right? Which it's crazy that I'm actually taking it, and I can't even believe that I'm doing it in a lot of ways.
Well, it does seem weird, right? Like, we're gym owners. And for everyone listening, I too have started taking Tirzepatide, or, for other term, a GLP-1. But I think a lot of us, it comes down to fear of not knowing, fear of it being too good to be true or whatever. And so it's become a matter of, again, for me, sitting down and going, I want to better understand this. Yeah. Not only from the perspective of my clients, but also from just the drug itself, the medication itself.
Listen, if we're going to talk about this and recommend this, we want to experience it and know it, right? Welcome to the Profit Lifestyle for Fitness Entrepreneurs podcast. My name is Scott Carpenter. I am a personal trainer turned multiple gym owner and investor who's already been through the rock bottom and near bankruptcy in the fitness business. But I've been lucky enough to come out the other side and have turned the profits of my fitness business into indestructible wealth. I'll be sharing the no bullshit strategies, tactics, and advice to win big in business and in life. So if you're a gym owner, a personal trainer, or an online coach who wants to make multiple six figures in take-home profit and have the freedom with your time to actually enjoy it, subscribe now to this podcast. This is the show for you. All right, welcome everybody to Profit Lifestyle for Fitness Entrepreneurs. I'm your host, Scott Carpenter. Along with me is Andy Boymilla, fresh back from his vacation.
Fresh back after 36 hours of traveling home. Super exciting. And that'll be a story for another time, everybody. But today we're going to be talking and getting a little personal, actually.
Absolutely. So we're going to be talking about my personal experience with taking Tirzepatide and GLP-1s. Well, this is actually GLP-2, right? Which it's crazy that I'm actually taking it, and I can't even believe that I'm doing it in a lot of ways.
Well, it does seem weird, right? Like, we're gym owners. And for everyone listening, I too have started taking Tirzepatide, or, for other term, a GLP-1. But, and so Scott and I are going to kind of share our personal experiences. But it's crazy to sit here as a gym owner who, for the longest time, was like, well, honestly, it just felt like cheating, right? For the longest time as a gym owner, we would sit here and go, well, we'd sit across from people that came in and said, hey, I want to lose weight or whatever it may be, like be healthier. And we said, there's no easy button. Instead, you need to sign up for our gym. And it's going to require a lot of work, like 3-4 days a week in the gym. Plus, we're also probably going to be needing to talk about your nutrition and everything else that takes into account all 168 hours in the week. And we said, there's no easy button. Well, there may not be an easy button anymore, but there is something that does drastically increase the amount of results that we can get while also decreasing the amount of time it takes. And I would even argue some of the effort that goes into it, which is crazy to think about.
So we know it's not a magic pill, right?
No,
we know
it's not.
For the average American, the average person, the Canadian, wherever you're at in the UK, it is.
Right. That's how
we could always say, hey, listen, I know it's going to be hard work and this and that, but there's no magic pill to make this happen. Well, now there is, according to them.
Right.
Now and here's the thing, when this stuff first came out, I had a knee-jerk reaction to it. And so did pretty much everybody in the fitness industry. We're like, oh, Jesus. You know what I mean? Yeah. You gotta eat. Why don't you just eat right and work out? Because we're fitness.
Right, of course, everyone can do it if you just work out enough, eat properly. You don't need to be taking a GLP-1.
No. And so we rolled our eyes with it, and we use it as a cop-out and a cheating thing, and then we look for the most negative parts about it, right?
Of course.
And, oh, yes, look at all these studies. You're going to lose lean mass, and you're going to lose this. You're going to get Ozempic face. You're going to look blah, blah, blah. You're going to lose bone density. You're going to lose your hair. You're nauseous all the time, and you might even go blind, right? So, like, that was generally where we all jumped into, okay? Me included, all right? So, but here's why my perspective changed over the last couple of years. So, for multiple reasons. Number one, so we work with Kai Hauser. So he's a former family medicine doctor, started up a gym. He's in Texas. We've been working with him. We bolted in a high ticket offer for him. I don't know, 2+ years ago, probably, Andy.
Yeah, probably at this point.
Yeah. And he's a medical doctor. So he has been teaching us and informing us on these. And at the end of the day, he was a proponent, like, listen, I've studied this thing in and out, and as I'm offering it to people and I'm doing this, if you do it responsibly, it is an amazing tool. And the pros massively outweigh the cons when done correctly. And
there's that asterisk there, which we will talk about.
Asterisk, right? And he does it correctly. He doesn't just sling meds out there, right? You know, he learned our high ticket mentorship and helped them change their nutrition habits. And he, you know, obviously they're doing the workouts in there, right? And supporting the strength training for the lean muscle mass. So he was teaching the lifestyle change and doing all that. And then the other thing is dosage. A lot of these clinics and these places and these online things, they're just going to throw them on like 10 milligrams of Tirzepatide and above to start out with. And that's where you'll experience the side effects and all those things. But talking to Kai, he's like, in over 2 years, 3 years, he's like, I've had 2 people that even needed to go to 10 milligrams or higher out of all of them. And that's it. That's it. Like the way that we had Asher Med on the last podcast episode, teaching how you guys can do this inside of your gyms. If you haven't listened to that episode, listen to that episode 1000%. It'll probably change the entire course of your business and life. But I didn't, and so we're offering this. Andy is offering this in his gym. I'm offering this in my gym. You can offer this online. You can have a wellness program that includes these now. It's not just for doctors, because as I saw the success Kai had with it, and he regularly sells 25, 30K in new business guys from high ticket medical weight loss programs every month over the last couple of years. I've been very jealous that we don't have that, because people are banging down doors to try this. About 1 out of 5 adults in America are already using or have used these things. That's wild. Absolutely wild. And this is why it's hard to get people in the doors. It's like either, hey, yeah, come in 3 times a week, make all these difficult changes in your life, or just take this shot.
Right.
What have people elected to do? Take the shot.
Of course, because it's an easy button, as we mentioned.
Yeah.
When we think about it, people dislike discomfort. They want results fast. They want to do very little for those results. Mm-hmm. And they want big results. And it was one of those things where before we had to sit here and go, hey, I'm going to help you out, but the results I'm going to give you are minimal. You're going to have to put in a lot of work, and it's going to take a lot of time.
And there's a high chance of failure.
Right. Like it's hard to do. And that was a hard thing to sell. And because of this partnership, we've been able to now sit down and go, hey, why don't we give you something? Why don't we talk about something that allows you to get better results with a quicker time frame, with a little bit less effort, right? And honestly, it's the less effort part that I've noticed myself the most, right? So Scott didn't know I started taking them. I didn't know Scott had decided to start taking it. And we were on a call with each other, and he was, one of us had started, and I was like, oh, I started taking it too. And the reason I wanted to do it, right, was because if I'm going to start offering this inside of my business, I wanted to experience it from start to finish. Mm-hmm. I wanted to experience what the intake process looked like. I wanted to experience what the actual administration of the medication looked like, and everything in between, right? So that I can talk. I like to walk the walk before I just talk the talk.
Yes, we're right? Both the same way. And so we both decided to do it. And
I've seen the results, right? For those of you gym owners that are listening to this podcast or watching this on YouTube, the clients. The clients that you have seen put in the work for the last 3-4 years, and they've gotten some results, but they still stick around because they enjoy the habit of doing it. And it's part of their routine now. And then all of a sudden, there's a drastic change. Chances are they're on some type of GLP-1 or medical weight loss drug. Not all people, 100% not all people, but I'd be wagering to bet that it's a decent amount of people. And so now we get to see these people that have had these results, and you go, does this actually work? Can this actually happen? And I said, I'm going to try it for myself. We're going to find out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my viewpoint towards this, same. It's the knee-jerk reaction. Part of it's fear-based because it's threatening to our livelihoods, right? And we all do believe in holistic health and wellness. We do, right? We all do that and doing things the right way. And so like we had this knee-jerk reaction. Part of it is fear, part of it is, right, all that. But then, yeah, over time, one, there's a lot of great medical research out there that's showing that, especially in like lower doses, there's a ton of actually health benefits to this.
Oh, 100%.
A lot, right? And other peptides. We're not even just talking that. We're also talking like Wolverine stack and how it helps with soft tissue, all that kind of stuff and injuries. But there's the medical research that's been coming out, right? Two is my experience with Kai as a responsible doctor doing it the right way, right? And educating and teaching me and seeing how lucrative it can be too. And then, yeah, the third thing is me going in. I don't go into my gyms very often, but like I'll go in and, I haven't been to Desert Ridge in 6 weeks, and there's Kayla. She's down 50 pounds. She's been a client for 5 years consistently. She has made a lot of efforts and a lot of dial in her nutrition over time. And all of a sudden she's down 50 some pounds. And I'm like, holy shit, you look amazing. How do you feel? She's like, I feel fucking incredible. And she wasn't the only one in that hour that I was there.
Right.
And, and then Patrick and then so on. And I'm like, yeah. And these people are doing the right things. Right. And I worked with Summer virtually forever, and with her PCOS and all this, she just couldn't move. And I sent her place a while back, and she's the hardest worker I know. She has no margin of error on anything. Like the math doesn't math with her metabolism, period. Yeah. And her endocrinologist wasn't solving that freaking problem.
That's a whole nother topic for another podcast.
Absolutely.
I don't even want to get into that right now.
I know. And then like you see it and her whole life changes. And she was the hardest worker, most disciplined person I've ever met. And outside of bodybuilders working for a show, right? And it just, it changes these people's lives. And then, when I realized like most people are out there doing it the wrong way, there's no respect for your lean body mass. They put you in a very high dose just to lose quote unquote weight quickly and all that kind of crap. And I look at how Kai's doing it, and I'm like, no, we have the responsibility to do this shit. And if we're not going to help them do it responsibly and holistically, who the hell is? Are we going to rely on just, people slinging meds to do it? No, they don't care.
No, they don't. And you had mentioned it earlier where it's like, do it responsibly. I know someone, a client of mine, who was working with their doctor, right? And their endocrinologist, because they were struggling with weight loss. They got on a GLP-1, specifically Tirzepatide, which is basically like the name brand for the generic brand for Zepbound, or Majorna, I think is the other one.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. But yep. And got on a Tirzepatide and was able to lose a lot of weight finally after struggling for so long. Mm-hmm. You want to know what their endocrinologist told them? Their endocrinologist, because my client's insurance was going to stop covering it. So my client went to their endocrinologist, who got them on the GLP-1 to start with, and said, hey, my insurance is going to stop dropping this. What do I have to do? Do I like wean myself off of it? Do I like taper off of it? What do I do? The advice from the endocrinologist, I'm not joking you, was no. Get on the highest dosage you can, lose as much weight as you can, because once you come off of it, the weight will come back. I'm not joking. Like, that was the conversation that happened.
Oh my God.
We talk about doing this responsibly. That is not the responsible way to do that.
How fucking stupid is that? That just violates every rule of just common sense.
I don't disagree with you. And once I heard that from my client, I was like, there's got to be a better way to do this. And then luckily we ended up with this partnership, and now we can do it, and we can do it the right way. But again, even before that, I wanted to experience it. I wanted to walk the walk, right? Yeah. I wanted to walk in the footsteps of my clients and say, hey, what does this feel like from start to finish?
Yeah. And so we know exactly the medical intake form, the experience with the medical, because guys, you're not the doctor. You don't do the dosaging or the prescription, the medication. You sign them up in the wellness program, charge what you want to charge. And then you only have to pay the wholesale medicine cost in the back end. And the margins are insane on this, but
because you can make them whatever you want.
Yes, they're huge, guys. But like, I am not somebody who can sell shit just for the money. I lost the ability to sell things I don't believe in so long ago. I mean, that's why I'm self-employed. When I was working for Lifetime Fitness and they wanted us to hawk all these supplements, listen, I can sell the supplements I believe, or this metabolic thing or whatever. Listen, I'll sell the ones that I believe in. But like, I can't sell shit I don't believe in just to make money. Like, I just can't, I can't do it.
No,
I just can't do it.
I think a lot of us, it comes down to fear of not knowing, fear of it being too good to be true or whatever. And so it's become a matter of, again, for me, sitting down and going, I want to better understand this.
Yeah.
Not only from the perspective of my clients, but also from just the drug itself, the medication itself. Correct. What does it feel like, right? Because you can talk to a client and they can be like, well, it feels like this or it feels like that. But you don't know for yourself, right? It'd be like you trying to, and again, talking about gym owners, right? Paleo was a big craze at one point. It'd be like you sitting down and trying to give someone a paleo diet and being like, well, I still eat carbs. And them going, that doesn't seem right.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know about that.
Yep.
So yeah, and I mean, for me, I'm early on in it, right? And I wanted to make sure that I did it per the prescription of the doctor that we're working with. So I'm doing that, starting at a low dosage and working my way up. But the biggest thing for me has been that it's changed how, right? We talked earlier, right? Where before you used to have to work really, really hard for a long period of time for minimal results.
And a lot of willpower.
Right. And it doesn't matter whether we're talking about the fitness side of things or the nutrition side of things.
Right.
Since being on this, I've noticed that the nutrition side of things has become easier.
Phenomenally easier. And I'm with you. So it's funny that you decided to do it, but that's just who we are. Like,
right.
Listen, if we're going to talk about this and recommend this, we want to experience it and know it. Right. And the cool thing is, like, you'd be surprised how easy it is, like, in the connection to the medical team, and they get the number they can text if they have questions and everything. Like, it's a phenomenal experience on the whole intake and the approval and the prescription side. I went in there and did it as a business owner to myself, as you know, the customer on Tuesday. How I did it. And the medical thing was super easy. And by Friday, it showed up at my door.
Oh, see, I was lucky. It showed up on my door Thursday. So clearly.
Yeah, you got in a little bit earlier, but it was so fast. And then it comes in the box. It's super self-explanatory. If you have questions, they can just call in. You don't have to provide that support, right? That's on the medical back end. And it was so easy to do that I didn't even feel the little needle thing. Like, you can't even feel it.
Nope.
Takes 2 seconds. And then, so I've completed right at like 2 weeks going into my third weekly dose. 2.5 milligrams, super low dose. And I will tell you what, okay, so I have lost a lot of fat already, even though it's a very low dose. Here's the number one thing, and I've heard this, but again, just like Andy said, you can hear it, you can read it, but until you experience it, it's hard to communicate it, right? And you don't have the conviction.
And I think you're going to talk about the same thing I'm probably noticing as well. And it's such a weird thing to experience because and again, I've talked to clients and they've told me about it, but I was like, that doesn't make any sense. And then what I've been noticing is how bad mine really was to begin with, which I didn't even realize. Yeah.
Like, so one thing that's really cool about it, and you can just again, through this partnership, you can also just offer GLP-1s, semaglutide. We've chosen to do Tirzepatide, which is a little bit more expensive, but it's a double agonist and it works in the gut. And it also helps like in the brain and really helps reset addictive pathways in a lot of ways. You hear like it reduces the food noise.
Right.
And just, because your body, your brain is just always like, it wants it. Whether you're excited, whether you're stressed, whether you're bored, whether what is like that noise and the cravings, because it's just, that shit's addictive. Food is addictive, guys. And it just is. And the cravings, you battle them all the time.
And I didn't even realize how bad mine were, right? But the little habits that I would do. So it also happens to be Girl Scout cookie season.
Yes, it is.
I have a couple clients who come into the gym and they're like, hey, am I talking to the wrong person? I'm like,
my neighbor just hit me up.
Yep. Nope. And of course, my favorite are Thin Mints. So I bought a box or two of Thin Mints. And before starting with Tirzepatide, I had put them in a little jar in my kitchen. And guess what? Every single time I walked by my kitchen, I went in and I grabbed one. And now, I just did my third dose. So basically 3 weeks in now, I don't have the craving, the desire to go and do it. Yeah. I look at them, I go, I know they taste good, but my brain doesn't go, you need that. You want that. Yeah. I go, it looks yummy. I know it tastes good, but I have no desire to eat it. And that's been the weirdest thing.
It's made everything so easy. The food noise is just gone. The cravings are gone. And again, we are on a very low dose, very low dose. No side effects to speak of, at least for me. Nope. You don't have any either, right? And it's it's gone. The cravings are just gone. And, I'm still eating, it's not like, when people go on super high doses and like they're nauseous all the time and they have no appetite and they're eating like 600 calories. We don't want that, right?
No,
I'm still eating great, but like I am leaning out faster than I ever have. And I'm not even trying. I'm not even thinking about it. And I'm not eating too little either, right? Because I do have good habits overall, but man, I got cravings, man. And tagalongs, it's all about tagalongs. Don't listen to Andy about the Thin Mints. It's the peanut butter tagalongs, which happen to be like the most calorie dense cookies on the planet. But I get 3 boxes from my neighbor usually every year because I want to support her. I could go 2, but I'm like, you know what? I don't want to seem stingy as a neighbor. Let me get 3.
No, of course. It's all about the support of the local Girl Scout clubs.
Absolutely. Course. And they have never lasted me. And I'm like, I'll give one away, right? No, it doesn't happen.
No, you won't.
They've never lasted me more than 3 boxes have never lasted me more than 2.5 days. They're so effing good.
That's an impressive record.
I mean, just never. And same thing, guys. I just can't have stuff in the house. I can't have like double stuffed Oreos in there to have like 1 or 2 a day. It will never happen with me.
No, Oreos are like Pringles. Once you open the package, they need to be finished because clearly they will go bad.
There's a compulsion.
There is.
Yeah. And so like all that's gone. And it's just, you're not fighting that battle 37 times a day anymore, which is so wild. And it's really cool. It's actually very liberating. I'm like more productive too.
And one of the other things for me, and this stems from my childhood, growing up, I grew up in a household where my family was like, you eat everything on your plate because there are starving kids in India.
Yeah, same.
Right? So growing up, I continued to do the same thing, right? I continue to just eat everything on my plate. And I, in the past, have had a really hard time because you'll have, those like 5 French fries left. And you're like, well, I can't leave 5 French fries. Why would I do that? That seems ridiculous. They're just going to get thrown out. I should eat them. And now it gets to a point where I'm eating and I'm like, no, I'm done.
Same.
And it's just like, I'm done. I'm full. I don't need this anymore. I don't want it anymore. It was delicious, but I'm done.
Yeah. I've been scraping stuff off and garbage disposal of trash too. I'm just like, I'm full now. It's so wild. And like, I'm getting it now. And again, we are on like a very low dose, guys. And so far, I'm hitting my 3rd week as well. I just can't even believe it. And again, obviously we're hitting our workouts. We have good habits. We're not perfect, but
that's the other thing too. By doing this, it allows me to see that it's not a perfect solution. Right? It doesn't fix everything. It's not the magic bullet that we all were afraid that it really was. There's still a lot of work that still needs to be done. Because I am eating a little bit less, I know I need to prioritize protein and make sure I'm getting enough protein. I still have to get the workouts in, right? Like that doesn't change. And I think that's what a lot of people would be afraid of, right? We talk to other gym owners and they're like, well, if I offer this, people are going to stop doing everything else. And you're like, no, that's not the case. It still requires work. It just makes the work easier and gets you better results. It is an accelerant on top of the gas that you're already using. That's all.
Yep. Exactly. That's exactly it. That's all it is. It's a tool to make it faster and easier.
Yep.
But it doesn't replace you. In fact, like this is why it should. I'm going to argue for everybody listening to this podcast. Whether you're online, you own a gym, you're an independent trainer, you need to look into doing this because you will be heavily invested in doing this the right way. And not many businesses and not many doctors are going to do that. And I think it's our obligation to step in and do this. Now, that being said, when you offer your wellness program, right, that also includes these things, you're not going to handle the dosage and everything like that. That's where the partner handles that because you don't want to cross over legal lines in that. So you're totally protected with this. And you let them do that. But the partner that we absolutely 1,000% recommend, and we will leave a link in the show notes too if you want to hop on a call with them. And again, listen to the podcast from last week where we dive into it with them.
Right.
Okay.
We dive into it a lot. So the questions on like, how does this work and what are the legal ramifications and all that are all covered in the other podcasts that just came out. So definitely check those out.
Definitely check that out. And to get on a call with them, should you decide to move forward, it is so cheap to do this, guys. Like it's like $19.97 to onboard and learn all this stuff and get a certification on this and get the marketing materials and be taught about and educate on different peptides and this and that. And it's like $297 a month to keep your back end medical access with the doctor, with the full support team. And all you do is pay wholesale costs in the meds, which are extremely cheap. You look at like 12 weeks all in. If you're doing like in Ozempic, like a GLP-1 semaglutide, like it's like, I don't remember what it is. It's like $174 for 12 weeks. And if it's Tirzepatide, it's a little bit more, it's more than that. I can't remember what it is exactly, but
and it changes per dosage and things like that.
But there's nuance on it.
The wholesale costs on the back end are very, very affordable.
Because you should be selling these programs at $2,000 and $3,000 and $4,000 and $5,000 for like a 12-week program that includes not just the medical, right? The medical stuff and the medications, but then also the workouts, also your nutrition mentorship, right? And making sure they're changing habits and all that kind of stuff. Guys, people are spending $500 a month just for the meds.
I was literally talking to someone who I just approved their order actually today. And they were telling me that they were getting it through insurance, but they had to change their insurance and their new insurance doesn't carry it, which is a super common thing. A lot of insurances are now dropping it or not carrying it whatsoever. She was saying that when she was doing it through her insurance, she would still have to hit her minimum some month, which means she was paying like thousands of dollars to get this per month. And I was like, that's ridiculous. Not only can we make it more attainable for people, but we can make sure that they do it the right way. And something that Scott and I are working on is building out those high ticket programs and then being able to teach you guys how to sell high ticket programs specifically for these peptides, right? With the peptide therapy, whether it is a GLP-1 medical weight loss high ticket program, or maybe it's let's build some muscle and use a different peptide like Samoralin and a different stack, or hey, you're coming out of a major surgery and you want to figure out how to rehab and recover properly and faster and better than ever before. There's things like the Wolverine stack, like PCB 500 and PCB 157 and TB 500, right? That stack works really, really well for things like this. And we're building those things out so that we can teach you guys how to do high ticket programs with these different peptides. And it is more than just medical weight loss that's available out there.
Yeah. And that's the cool thing is, guys, we've taught you, so many of you, probably a couple hundred gym owners and trainers and online coaches at this point, how to sell a high ticket mentorship, right? Well, this makes it 10 times easier to get them on a consultation when having
selling them what they want. We are a fitness facility. We are gyms. We are online coaches that finally can sell people what they want.
Yes. Finally, while also giving them what they need, right?
100%.
And so it's 10 times easier to get a conversation with somebody about this. And it's 10 times easier to sell it at a high ticket package than just doing it all the hard way. Like, it is unbelievable. And again, like, we've been doing this with Kai for a couple of years now, regularly bringing in $25,000 to $30,000 in new business a month from this. And now we all can do it. Yep. So Andy and I are crafting all the different offers and prices and the ways to talk about it, the things to say, the things not to say, how to pitch this, how to sell it, and then what to fulfill on the back end on this to complete the wellness program. And like he said, there's kind of like 4 main routes that we're building out, and all the marketing then to get them in the doors on this. So there's the weight loss and maintenance route. There is the muscle gain and strength route. There is the healthy aging and longevity route. And then there's also, when we talk about injury, recovery, mobility, joint, soft tissue health, right? And so you can have programs for each of these. And guys, the margins are off the charts. It's off the charts. And people are begging, they're knocking down doors to get these. And it should be coming from you. And I'm going to be doing all of these things. Like, it's awesome to see. I mean, Andy, we're kind of just cut from the same cloth. Listen, yeah, we're all in this to make money, 1,000%. But nobody feels in this industry feels good hawking shit they don't believe in or wouldn't recommend to their mom. Period. Right. And I know enough to be able to recommend it, but I wanted to experience this myself, soup to nuts. What is the intake process? What is the experience like with the medical team on the back end? What is it like as a user? What kind of results am I seeing? What are the side effects? How is it? All that stuff. Exactly. And I don't know. I mean, my mind has completely flip-flopped on this, but again, with the asterisk, when you do it the right way.
100%. Right? Absolutely.
Yeah.
You can't it's not a magic pill. It doesn't solve all the problems. There is still work that needs to be done. And I am seeing that and understanding it more so now than ever. And I will now have way better faith in being able to, give this and help people attain this so that they can do it the right way and see the results they finally want to see.
Absolutely. So guys, if you didn't see the episode last week, watch that. Okay. I would highly suggest you go to the show notes and go to the link and get on a call with Asher. And if you determine it's something you want to do, great. You get $1,000 off. So it's like $997 to get rolling and be able to do this. And when I got signed up, I got signed up on Monday. By Tuesday Tuesday morning is when I put my own order in. Right.
Yep.
And Andy, you had people ready to go just from conversations that you were in the gym. You signed people up right away on it without even anything. No resistance.
I literally had someone reach out to me because they said, I overheard you talking to another client in the gym. And I was like, yep, we can do this now. And they said, great, sign me up. I'm already doing it. My insurance is dropping it. I'd rather do it through you. And I said, great, let's do it.
What a tough sale. Really had to twist some arms there.
It was real tough.
I love it. So guys, hopefully this was helpful. We're doing it ourselves. I would suggest you do it. And hey, listen, I'm not doing it to get leaner and sexier, but not a bad side effect. Not a bad side effect. I got to say, like, the 6-pack is this close to coming out and after being dormant for quite a while. So that's pretty cool. But anyways, hope this was helpful, guys. Thank you for listening in, and we'll see you next week on the next episode. Listen, if you're stuck and could use some advice in your business, whether you're just starting out, a veteran in the business, or expanding online or into multiple locations, you can hop on a free call with us to pick our brains at ptlegends.com/one-on-one call. You can see that in the show notes. That is with numbers. Chances are we'll be able to help you get some clarity on what you need to do specifically in your business to get to the next level. It's not a sales call. We'll connect you with the right resources to help you solve your problems. But if you want to learn more about working with us, that's cool too. We can share that information should you want it. So book your call now to get out of the rat race before your week consumes you, which is easy to do at ptlegends.com/one-on-one call. That's with the number 1 on the number 1 call. You can find this in the show notes. See you soon.